My mom and I were driving back from an appointment, and she turned to me and she said, "Why do people keep referring to you as my daughter?" And I knew that moment was coming, like anyone who has a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia is mentally and emotionally preparing for when they stop understanding the context of your relationship. But in that moment, I was so curious, like, what does she think we are? So instead of telling her, well, they're saying that because I am your daughter. Remember, we had these experiences. Instead of all that, I asked her, what does our relationship feel like to you? And she said, well, you're my best friend.
Welcome to The Reluctant Medium, where we cover the gamut of out there conversations. With an open mind and a curious heart, we want to talk about it all, from psychic phenomena and energy medicine to beings from other star systems and out-of-body experiences. You'll find a great balance between grounded science-backed topics and others that science hasn't quite caught up to yet. I'm your host, Dr. Maria Rothenburger, a psychotherapist by trade and a reluctant spirit baby communicator. And hey, even though I'm a medium, I'm not buying everything folks are selling. I just have a voracious appetite to know more about what I call the world of the weird. Join us on your favorite podcast platform or watch on YouTube at The Reluctant Medium. I'll see you there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Reluctant Medium podcast. I'm Dr. Maria Rothenburger, your host for the podcast. And I am stoked today to have another channeler on today. I love getting different points of views around this work. Stephanie Banks is with us today. Welcome, Stephanie.
Hi, Dr. Maria. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for making time for me.
Heck yeah. Thank you for making time to help spread the word around all of this good stuff. We're going to get into some juice in a bit. At first, I'd like to know, I ask everyone, right? Who are you? What do you do? And how did you come to do what you do? And your story is like, I'm just going to because I can't wait for folks to hear it.
Okay. Well, let's see. I have an eclectic background professionally. I've been a speech pathologist working in medical settings. I have been a lactation consultant, an infant massage instructor, a childbirth educator, all things baby and family, etc. And in the last 15 years, a professional intuitive channel. And prior to the last 15 to 20 years, I did not know anything about channeling, never heard about it, never was exposed to it. However, my mother had a type of dementia that started in her late 40s. Now they know more about it, but then it was very, very unusual. So it took a very long time for them to properly diagnose her. And by the time she had her diagnosis, things really started to fall apart in our relationship because if you know anyone who has dementia, you understand there are communication breakdowns and memory deficits and personality changes and all sorts of things that make the connection more difficult to maintain. And despite my clinical background, because I was well trained in working with people with cognitive decline, I could not seem to maintain a good connection with my mom. We were frustrated with each other. We were misunderstanding, each other. And I, luckily at the time, had a best friend who was a very gifted channel. And that's my first exposure to it. And she had shared some of her gifts with me. And I asked her, do you think you could channel my mom while she's here, alive, breathing in her body, so I can sort out how do I support her? What are we here to do together? What are our souls' journeys meant to be about? Because I think I'm missing it. And my friend channeled her for me multiple times, actually. And I got the opportunity to ask the questions that were on my heart and learn about what I was doing well, which was very little, and what I could do better, which was a lengthy list. And my mother's soul was very forthcoming. It completely changed our relationship. It completely changed the way I viewed all of my relationships and really my role and place in the world. And I saw what was possible with that. And I thought, well, let me see if I can learn to do this for myself, because I don't want to be calling my best friend every other day. Can you ask her this? Can you ask her soul that? That's really not not fair. So I learned to do it. And honestly, I say this all the time. We can all learn to do this. We are honestly doing it already. We just don't know that we are.
What in the world? This is amazing. Okay. I have so many questions, Stephanie. Okay. The first question that I have is when I have talked to and watched other folks who call themselves a channel, they're channeling other beings, like light beings or aliens, if you will, or this kind of thing, a collective of souls. How did you even think to ask your friend to connect with a person who is alive on the planet? How is that
Yeah,
even a thing?
it was a thing because I saw her do it. That's it. It's that simple. And the reason I can do it is because no one ever told me I couldn't. And I
Mhm.
saw someone who could. So I got the blessing and the privilege of really perceiving nothing in my way. The only thing in my way was my own insecurity, which was significant and took me some years, to, as you well know, that walk.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I saw her do it. I saw her do it
Wow.
like again and again and again for people, for animals, for any energy that's here earth side, as well as the other side. I do mediumship work as well, but my jam and my joy is really channeling those that are here, moving about in their personalities and really cutting through all of the nonsense so we can improve our relationships and heal from our wounds and create a different trajectory, because I do believe that's what our souls are here to do. But yeah, if I hadn't seen her do it, I'd be like thinking what you're thinking, which is, how's that possible? But no, I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. I felt it with my own heart and body.
Ah, we'll get to the somatic stuff too. That's so great. When you are channeling th- somebody who's here in body, what would you say? What you say you connect with souls? Is that what
Mhm.
other folks would call one's higher self or greater self, or is it different? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. So what I say is we can channel any soul that's on the planet with you right now. That includes your own soul, which yes, is your higher self. And any soul that you're in relationship with, your partner, your child. I mean, it's a game changer for parents, right? Imagine hearing from your child's essence and being able to ask them, what do you need from me? How can I serve you? How can I support you? Where am I in your way? It's brilliant. I have really benefited from this as a parent myself.
Mhm.
And any energy. I also channel Gaia, Mother Earth, so plants, trees, animals, wildlife, domestic animals, all of it. Why? Because we can. We can. There's nothing in the way. I know we call it different things. We call one section of it mediumship and we call another section of it channeling. But what I have learned, it's all under the same umbrella of spirit.
Mhm.
We do not have to parse it out and label it differently, because sometimes those labels keep us stuck in only one box of service. And in fact, why? When we can go expansive here.
Yes. Okay, we're going to get into that too because that question came into my mind around the difference between XYZ,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Specifically mediumship and channeling. But first, I just want to highlight something for folks that I read about a communication that your friend had with your mom that brought me to tears. I was just so moved. I'm paraphrasing, but basically, um, what I read, I think this is on your website, that your friend was saying all these things that mom was communicating to you from a soul level, and one of the things was, when I appear to be not present or gone, you think that I'm just gone, but I'm actually visiting other loved ones, people that I'm connected with, and it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me chills now and makes love spread in my heart around that. It's like what you appear or what appears to be the truth is not. There's lots
Yes.
going on that is
Yes.
wonderful and lovely. Please let me be in that
Yes.
peace, right? Oh,
Yes.
I
Let
just
me be, and also join me. Find a way to join me. once I learned to channel my mom, that is what she kept inviting me to directly. She would say, "You're working so hard at trying to reorient me or trying to bring me into your moment or your conversation." And she was basically like, "That stuff is boring. Where I'm going is so much more interesting, fascinating. Like I am interacting with beings I've known forever, beings that I'm already part of. And yeah, I would rather be part of that too, Mom, right? Like that sounds a lot more interesting than the conversation we're having about politics or whatever is going on at the dinner table."
Yes. Yes. I'm inviting you to experience this wondrous thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it just was so moving to me. I loved it. The perspective of folks who are experiencing dementia or Alzheimer's or cognitive decline in some way, that they could be actually experiencing this beautiful, wonderful thing. It's so encouraging and wonderful and lovely. So
There's a really great story I have about an example I have about that. My mom and I were driving back from an appointment and she turned to me. I was driving and she turned to me and she said, "Why do people keep referring to you as my daughter?" And I knew that moment was coming, like anyone who has a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia is mentally and emotionally preparing for when they stop understanding the context of your relationship or the title of it. But in that moment, I was so curious, like, what does she think we are? So instead of telling her, "Well, they're saying that because I am your daughter. And, remember, I grew up here. We had these experiences." Instead of all that, I asked her, "What does our relationship feel like to you?" And she said, "Well, you're my best friend." Yeah. And I mean, everything, I have the chills on my body as I relive that moment because honestly, with the complexity of the mother-daughter relationship, I would rather have the title best friend. It's like a promotion, it's and it let me see just how vital I was to her and how important and how loving she was experiencing our relationship to be. So I just took her hand and I said, "Yes, best friends. Doesn't that feel so nice?" And that's it. That's how we meet them where they are and show curiosity about, well, what is your reality? What feels best and right and truest to you? I can join you in that. Why not? Why can't we be both?
oh my gosh. Why can't we be both and all, right? So this actually
Yeah.
speaks to my work because I tap into past lives a lot when I'm doing mediumship stuff. And I'm like, okay, you were actually a male in that life and your daughter was your cousin or, something,
Yes.
or best friend, right?
Yeah.
I think that we all travel these different roles many, many, many times. So how lovely. I suspect you're always going to be best friends in whatever capacity
Yeah.
you live together. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. P.S. Heard that story on your TED Talk, which folks go watch Stephanie's TED Talk. It's so great. Okay. Question around the difference between mediumship and channeling. What do you
Well,
think it is?
I'll just repeat what I've been told, right? But I don't really believe it anymore. So just know this is still running
Great.
under,
Great.
under our current framework of language and labels.
As
But
a
what
speech language pathologist, I suppose you are an authority.
so mediumship tends to, and you can correct me where I'm wrong too, because you're the expert on that area, but mediumship tends to refer to the connection of with those on the other side. So those who have been in physicality and are now on the other side. Um, Channeling, the reason I use that word, one is because there's nothing that's a better match yet. So I'm waiting. I'm still waiting patiently for something that encompasses the work that I do succinctly with words so I can describe it. But channeling tends to refer to, at least in the way I define it, is connecting to divine energy and wisdom. And that is not something that's outside of ourselves. That is what we are. So for me, the work has been to get out of my own way so that I am limiting or eliminating, ideally eliminating, but I am human, my biases, my judgments, my expectations, what I think is true, so that these messages and this connection and this wisdom and insight from spirit in any direction, whether it's earth side, whether it's other side, whether it's cosmic, whether it's Mother Earth herself, so that there's space for me to receive that and transmit that in as clean and clear a transmission as I can allow. So it's kind of like, to me, mediumship falls, it's all the same. It's all under the same umbrella of connection, of spiritual connection. We are spirit beings. We are souls having human physical experiences. So I wonder what it would feel like for us not to have different labels for it. Right?
It's so interesting because the way that you're describing channeling is exactly what I experience when I do mediumship. So yes. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's invent a word.
Yes.
Let's just create one.
We will work on that. We'll submit it to Webster and see.
Yes. Yeah. At least what is that? There's a dictionary that's like all made up words. I can't remember what that's called. Urban Dictionary or something. I'm like, yeah, we can just do that. Let's just make it a thing. Yeah. Well, okay. So, when I've done mediumship, sometimes folks, and interesting that you worked with infants and babies and perinatal and postnatal and all that, because I am a spirit baby medium. That's who I connect with the most. But folks have said when I have connected with people that they actually knew in life, that I start to resemble them. Even if I look nothing like that person, they start seeing that I resemble them. And so I'm like, am I channeling? I don't know. It's all the same to me. Maria is over here. Like,
right.
Dr. Maria is over here. Like, I don't even own who I am, like on this life or who this character is. It's now, I'm just receiving. So, and it sounds exactly like what you said.
That's channeling. I mean, honestly, that's channeling. I can't think of why that would not be called that exactly. And sometimes there's a lot of fear around channeling because, the media makes it look like you get possessed.
Yes.
That's
okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so I'll have people who take my classes, and the first thing we outline in all my classes is, what are you afraid of? Let's put it all on the table so we can take the charge out of it. And most people will say in some way, I'm afraid, what if negative, heavy, dark energy comes through? What if I'm, that's what I'm attracting, et cetera. But if we are attending to our energetic hygiene and we are loving, beings and joyful beings, then we're already placed in a different category to not be so open. We still have to be very responsible to the energy we're bringing into the space, but we're all channeling in our own ways. Art is channeling, writing is channeling, music is channeling, dance is channeling. I could go on and on and on. So we don't need to see it as something where we open ourselves to another energy or entity. It doesn't have to be like that. There's conscious channeling where you stay fully embodied. That's what I do. I don't lend myself to too much other than maybe some emotional presence and energy. Sometimes I'll cry while I'm channeling if something's deeply moving. Sometimes I will bust out laughing because spirit is hilarious, right?
Gosh, so much so.
Yes. So, but channeling can be how you want to do it and how you feel safest doing it. You just create agreements with your spirit guides and you're good to go. That's what I did.
That's perfect. I love the way that you said that. The phrase you used was attending to your spiritual hygiene or something like that, which I think is phenomenal. Side note, there are people who do that work where they connect with lower vibration or lower energies. That's phenomenal. They do that work well. They know how to take care of themselves. That's not what I do. It sounds like that's not what you do.
Right. Right.
But certainly we can teach people how to, how to deal with that and how to prevent that. So
yes.
Do you feel the veil thinning? Samhain is coming, and with it, the perfect time to honor our ancestors and connect with spirit. Join me, the Reluctant Medium, for a special Samhain Circle on October 31st. Together, we'll step into sacred space, call in our guides, conduct some card readings and some connection through mediumship, and overall honor those who've walked before us. Whether you're seeking connection, healing, or simply a deeper sense of belonging during this powerful time, this circle is for you. It's more than just a gathering. It's an energetic portal into wisdom, love, and spirit connection. Spots are limited, so I can keep it intimate, so be sure to claim your place early. Go to drmariarothenberger.com/Samhain. That's SAMHAIN. Come join us, step through the veil, find your connection, and come home to spirit. I'll see you there. Okay, speaking of what you just said, you teach classes. So you own the idea that everybody is a channel, right? And you just gave lots of examples. And I'm thinking, shoot, I wonder, my boyfriend's a software engineer. I wonder if he gets inspiration for how to create this particular code, like, an aha moment. Is that channeling?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to start including coding as channeling too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, because I will never understand coding. I could study that all the day long, but there are people like one of my kids, brilliant. Like it just like moves through. They just get it, just comes through. So yeah, why not? Why would that not be a way of connecting to a higher energy, a different vibration that guides us in that way through a totally new language? Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like inspiration, right? In spirit,
Yes.
being in spirit, you're inspired.
Yeah.
Okay. So how, if you can, this is my Taurus, like earth element vibe. I love practicality, right? So can you speak to like the top couple, maybe 3 things that folks can start doing right now to practice channeling? What do you teach or what do you suggest?
Okay. Yeah. Well, foundationally, we again come back to energetic hygiene. So I would say limit the negative input. And this is a full-time job, my friend, in today's world and with today's global events. Yeah, I literally have to work with myself, talk myself through. I'll say, no news today. No news today. We are working on purging, moving things through, reclarifying, opening to, what's here. And I cannot do that with the level of despair and righteous rage that I feel when it's in the cruelty that we are seeing in the world right now. So be choosy about what you consume, not just in the news and global cycle, but in your friendships, in your relationships. Who do you need some distance from? Who do you want to move closer to? May extend those invitations, create those more robust boundaries. You will see an immediate result in that. And then when you're better situated, then I would say drop into any sort of meditative practice that feels good to you. And by good, let's see, because I don't love meditating. I'm a pretty crappy meditator. My thoughts are constantly racing when I'm meditating. There's no, it's not, people think I must just own my way to these messages, but no, there's lots of ways to meditate. And for me, I would say the natural world is the thing that I recommend to everybody the most. That is where Mother Earth can drain the energy that we're holding. We don't even know we're holding it. It does not serve us. Let her drain that out through your bare feet. If you can get barefooted on the earth and do some good earthing. She knows how to compost. Let her take that energy and turn it into something functional and usable and nourishing. Draw in this beautiful energy, be in awe of the creatures around, the plants, the miracles of life, the intricacies of nature, the harmony of nature. Let's remember how to be in harmony with ourselves and each other. So anything that gets you out in the natural world, that I believe is a crucial piece of channeling well and through a clear portal. And connect with one of your ancestors, a loving one that maybe you adore. even if you didn't know them for very long, and invite them into your daily life and experience and see what kind of magic they might want to create with you. For example, my dear father, my person, he transitioned a little over a year ago. He has now burned out 3 lights in my kitchen. These lights are supposed to last me 20 more years. They're LED.
Thanks, Dad.
And one by one, they blink, they flicker, and then they completely fizzle. And it's been over a period of this year since his passing, and it's our communication. I'll go in the morning and say, "Good morning, Dad." Blink, blink, blink. So when you connect to a beloved ancestor and you're open to a new way of communicating, they will use electrical currents. They will use the natural world. They'll send you animal messengers. They might send you money. Be paying attention to this and showing gratitude and joy and excitement around it. That's what I would recommend.
Oh my God, that is so perfect. I love that. I'm having all these memories of, oh, yep, that happened to me. Yep, that happened. Yep, yep, yep. My grandpa sends me coins all the time. It's so phenomenal. It's amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, so question that I get that you probably get too. How do I know I'm not making this up?
We are. We're making it all up all the time,
Best
every day.
Answer ever. Love it. Please expand.
We are. My gosh. Why are we still pretending that the imagination is like a faulty place? It's the place that everything beautiful and good has ever been created from.
Thank you. Everything that exists was once.
Everything.
Yes.
Yes. So this is what I teach. When the fear is, what if I'm making this up? Flip it and be like, I think I'm making this up.
Yes.
That's how I know I'm on the right track.
Okay,
Yes.
we are friends.
Besties.
Just so you know.
And we made that up, by the way.
Yeah.
That we're friends. So it's true.
It's in our imagination, which makes it totally true. I love that. No, it's true because when I talk with people, then you probably do the same thing. It's like, no, please invite in your imagination. It's so important.
Yes.
It's the part. Yeah.
This is a workaround actually, because when I'm teaching people how to channel and they get stuck, which inevitably they do because that left brain is like, wait, we must verify, we must prove, we must have evidence that can be hooked up to some sort of machinery somewhere. And
oh my God, that's so me. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it used to be me too. But do you know about IONS, the Institute of Noetic Sciences? They're doing the research on channeling. Yes.
Oh God,
and
they're
when
amazing.
people take my courses, our data contributes to the long-term study that IONS is doing to prove the evidence of channeling and the benefit that people get from it. So I forgot where I was. Oh, the imagination and all of that. So the workaround is if you're stuck and you're trying to be open and connect with an ancestor or your higher self or whomever, and you're just feeling like, I'm just, I'm too afraid to get it wrong. Then what you do is you say, if I were to make this up, this is what it would sound like. Permission to access. If I didn't have imagination, I would not be able to channel. You wouldn't either. How else are we seeing imagery? How else is language coming through? How else are we having an understanding of things? Seeing the movies that come through, the connections that are made, all through the place of imagination. So use it, utilize it, strengthen it, revere it, honor it. And yeah, we're making it up, everything all the time. Thank goodness.
Yes. So much gratitude for the imagination. I love it. That is the best answer ever. I absolutely adore that. I will say too, I'm the reluctant medium, right? So I'm still looking for the evidence and wanting to, categorize and spreadsheet it all. So I do. So what?
Yes.
So
of course.
I mark down that I couldn't have made that up and yet it was accurate.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. But there's still, when I'm doing the work, like you said, Maria is over there. I'm just making shit up to see and throwing it out there and seeing what happens. And more often than not, people are like, what?
Exactly. Yes.
Do you know that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And thank you for keeping data. We need that. We need the
Yeah.
science. We need the research. We need the documentation around it. I keep notes as well. And my guides often tell me, that's not your business. Like if something is resonating with someone else, because of course it's very easy to get attached to, I hope this makes sense to this person, or I hope they resonate
Oh,
with it, or
sure
I
it
hope
is.
I'm right. But I'm learning always that I am simply a vessel for whatever needs to come through to come through. It's always love. I'm only attuning to fifth dimensional unity consciousness.
Mm.
So there's a trust factor there that whatever is needed, whatever that person can hold, whatever they can use, will be transmitted. They'll be able to receive it. And maybe not all of it made sense to them in that moment, but I can't tell you how many people have emailed me months down the road and said, oh my gosh, this piece I was hung up on, I didn't know what you were talking about. And it just unfolded. Isn't that a thrill when that happens?
It's
Like, that's like,
amazing.
whoa. Yeah.
It's amazing. And there's also that feeling of, yeah, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Of
I knew
course.
that.
And oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's both. Okay. How, in your estimation, how does one tell the difference between true intuition, true imagination, true tapping in, and just like the 60,000 plus odd thoughts that we get a day? Like when you meditate, it's like,
Mhm.
how do we tell the difference?
By how it feels. Yeah, this
Ah,
is where we engage the body. Like the body has never, ever lied. Nobody's body has ever lied to them. It's not capable of it. The mind can. The mind lies all the time.
constantly.
Right. So we have to be really on top of that. But the body doesn't know how to send sensation that's not true, not accurate. And so when we're in resonance, you can I feel that through like warmth, opening, leaning in, safety, love, joy, all of that. And sometimes just a depth, a presence.
Mm.
And when it's my own thoughts, ooh, gosh, that's just a bad neighborhood
They're mean.
sometimes.
Oh.
I mean, that's
Okay.
constriction and fear and anxiety, and there's a totally different feel to it. My heart squeezes. It's like it's like balled up instead of like this open feeling of warmth. So if you can get better attuned to the signal of your body, and you can get in conversation with your body and be very encouraging and trusting of it. Like, yeah, girl, I know, you know what you're talking about.
Yes.
You know what's what. And I'm going to start believing you more and trusting you more instead of pushing and bulldozing ahead. Like the body told me years before I ended my marriage that this was, we could not thrive here. There was not space for us here. And I wasn't ready to make that decision then. And that's fine. There's no judgment. When we're ready, we're ready. But yeah, I couldn't deny the feelings that, and the sensations and the information that was coming through the different body signaling systems. So get to know that and trust that, believe that. Ideally believe it the first time, because otherwise it just gets more and more, and it can lead to inflammation, unwellness, all kinds of things. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Exactly. We are so aligned. And a similar story, or I know, because we're besties.
That's right.
No, same thing with I also was divorced and separated in the end of 2003, but I didn't listen the first time there was an indication like something's wrong. No, I'm going to make it fit.
Yeah.
I know how to fix things. I know how to make it work. But when I finally said this, I made the decision like this has to end. There was a point where I was talking to my body because there was a realization, oh shit, you've been telling me for years. Thank you for being tenacious.
Yeah.
Thank you for trying to communicate with me all that time and being louder. Yeah.
Yes, and that's a beautiful thing to do to honor the body. Just say thank you. A lot of us get caught up in like, gosh, what I should have listened 5 years
Yes.
ago. I should have. No, it's all unfolding as it's meant to. Like trust your own timing too. That's divine. But how magnificent that your body was like, tap, tap, tap. By the way,
Mhm. This is an issue.
this ain't good.
And then it was like, boom, listen to me. It gradually got to that point. Yes.
Yeah.
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 Oh my God. So fascinating. And yes, touching. It's so interesting, right? If you, well, this is just a comment, but here we are tapping into spiritual things, but we bring it down to the body. Don't you find
Yes.
that fascinating?
Yeah.
The
Well, it's
body is
such a
so,
yeah.
yeah.
I think the body is like the most sacred vessel. And I think of like, I don't know that this really happens, but this is what my imagination says happens. And my imagination says before we take birth, before we come in physical, we're like a little soul hanging out there and we're like, the dry cleaning machine that brings all this, sure, they push a button and everything. So all these, this is how I imagine it, all these body parts come, oh, I like those arms. I'm going to grab those. Look, those are really strong calves. I'll have a pair of those. I want to be about this high because it's kind of fun to be petite sometimes. And last time I was tall, I don't know what my soul was thinking at the time, but we assemble this beautiful physical container. And then we are birthed in it, and then we grow into it, and then we learn the magic and the miracle of it, and how it breathes for us, and how it digests for us, and how it moves blood and nourishes, like all the miracles of the body. Yes, why would we do anything but love it to pieces and honor it? And listen, when it needs dark chocolate, give it dark chocolate. Like,
That's it.
don't make that body wait.
No. Why would we do that?
So yeah, I think it's a sacred vessel. It's a gift. We only get this one in this lifetime. So let's care for them and trust them.
Oh God, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. Okay, I have a final question for you. And this came up about in my work randomly. Somebody had asked me about, so I had connected with their spirit baby. They became pregnant. They had the baby. And then they were like, I don't know what this baby is trying to tell me. And can you connect with them and tell me? And I did. I was like, okay, yeah. And said there was an issue with whatever it was, and they fixed it, and baby was fine.
Yeah.
I'm curious about this for you, right? So because you're an SLP, right? You do language stuff, but here you are, a channel communicating with nonverbal folks, with folks who have cognitive decline and stuff. Can you speak to that with having an infant or having somebody that you're caregiving for that doesn't, like someone with autism, they don't speak? How does that work?
Yeah.
And what's your experience?
First of all, I would say, Dr. Maria, would you say you were channeling?
I know. I think I was, I guess. I don't know what to call it because we're making up a word at some point.
Yeah. Well, yes. So that's what we call it for now. The way it works. So here's the thing. And I learned this as a speech pathologist as I worked with many, many families, and also as a lactation consultant, because there's nothing more stressful than having an infant that's unwell. And there's also nothing more stressful than having a new baby and you don't know what is, how, you have no sleep. You just went through the birth process. Like it's a lot. Empowering people, caregivers, mothers, family members, loved ones, to trust what they already know of their person. And their person might be their baby, or it might be their parent, or it might be whomever. But we are far more connected than what we have given ourselves permission to acknowledge. And I really want to encourage people to to honor that, lean into the trust of that. It's great to get someone to channel for you. Like that can be very clarifying, very healing. And also you can trust what you know of this person, not know in the left hemisphere of your brain, but know, sense, feel, receive, right hemisphere and heart. Exactly. And in terms of how it works, I have no idea. I do not know how channeling works. It is a mystery to me. It is why I love to show up to it. It just is there all the time. Every time I need it, every time I'm open to it, I have connection. And this is not something unique or special to me. We are all capable of this. It comes from a joyful place, a loving place. And, yeah, that's all I know about it is I believe in empowering the person first. And a lot of times when I'm channeling for someone that's like, I have no idea what to do with my kid, they won't talk to me or they're not sleeping through the night. We get at what's underneath, what is some of the cause that can be tinkered with and improved. But what almost always comes through is that energy, that soul says, we are so deeply connected already. You can believe that. I will show you. I will teach you. Be open to what I'm here to teach you. And as parents, we have this old paradigm of, well, we are the authority and we know what's best for our child and we are the teachers. Oh, no. No, that is not true. They are our teachers. Nope.
Yes. And sometimes parents go in kicking and screaming.
Yes, absolutely. I know. It's so much easier if we could just hold that authority, and be like, but I said so. Does that fly? Because I said so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I love what you were saying about basically empowering folks, right? Do you find in your work that when you do, to me, it's like mediumship or channeling is a way to get validation for what one already knows.
Absolutely.
And I'm curious about that, right? I feel like it's the best thing ever when someone's like, oh my gosh, I think I already knew that.
Yes.
You did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This happens most sessions.
Yeah.
Because most of the people that come to me for my channeling are already very astute, already very deep into their spiritual journey. They might think they're exploring, but no, they're pretty advanced, souls. So yes, most of the time I bring the message through, then we process it and they're like, I think I knew that. And I say, yeah, it's very unlikely I'm going to tell you anything you didn't know on some level. That's not what this is about. It's what can you hear to let it settle in deeper to maybe now assist you in shifting your perspective, which will change your behaviors and your outlook and the outcome.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I think when folks, it's so fun for me to say, I don't think you need me.
Yes.
You've got this.
Yes.
Because they start coming to a mediumship or channeling session really is an opportunity to validate what somebody already knows so that they can start doing it on their own. And sometimes they do need a big thing. Like, I'll give you an example. I once had a client who's she didn't know this, but I said her spirit baby was showing her husband, who was overseas, a bunch of odd looking coins just randomly, like in a shoe or something. And she's like, okay, I don't know. Well, she connected with him and sure enough, it was like, oh my God, I'm finding these coins everywhere. I don't even know. It's so weird. And so for her, it was like, okay, A, this is actually happening. B, now I can validate what's being said about what I already know.
That's right.
It's just there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's such a rewarding, it's such rewarding work. Not that the other work that, that we do psychotherapy and SLP stuff and all that stuff isn't rewarding, but there's just something unique about this and empowering. So
I know everything I've done in my professional life, I've always said, oh, this is the best thing. And then I do something else. Oh, no, this is the best thing. But really channeling, best thing.
It's all the best thing.
No, yes, I will. I'm not going back to any of my other areas, not because they weren't amazing. They were, but this is the best thing.
So great. It's so wonderful. And you're teaching others how to do it. How do people get a hold of that? And do they just visit your website? And what is your website?
Yeah. Yeah, they can see on my website. It's soulinsight.com. And I have recorded teaching, classes on there, and anything new that I'm offering will be posted on there as well.
That is fantastic. Is that the best place, or are there other places to reach you?
That's the best place. I am on social media. It's at Stephanie Intuitive Channel. But to find out my offerings, it's the website.
Perfect. Obviously, we're going to link everything up for you. But wow, thank you so much, Stephanie. I really appreciate your insight today. And I'm delighted that I have a new bestie.
Yes, exactly. Same. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Maria. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for joining the Reluctant Medium podcast today. I hope that this episode has brought you beautiful, high vibration, and that it continues emanating from your heart space for the rest of the day and beyond. Don't forget to join The Reluctant Medium on patreon.com, and you can also visit thereluctantmedium.us and the Reluctant Medium TV show on newrealitytv.com. Until next time, my friend, may you be well.